Young master, would you like something to eat?
I'm fine, Yuriko. I just need the poison. You are trying to remember the ingredients.
They were flowers. You remember them, don't you? The ones I planted at your family cemetery.
I remember washing the graves. Father made me hold buckets of water from the lake.
He knew it would make you strong and teach you to respect your ancestors. Don't you remember the flowers, Jin?
Spider lilies.
That's right. With enough spider lilies, you can craft a poison that makes rats go.
Hey guys, what is up? JRPG Bro here. We're jumping back into our Ghost of Tsushima Let's Play here for a New Game Plus, and today we'll be jumping into some of Yuriko's side quests. She only has 2.
I know exactly.
They are very lengthy, if I do say so myself. So we're gonna try to get through both of them today. We'll see what happens.
I was here when I was a child.
After your mother passed away.
I refused to believe she was gone, so I ran from home and came here.
Your mother loved to take long walks here.
I searched until sundown. I kept shouting for her, but she was gone. I was lost.
You were missing for 3 days. Nearly dead by the time your father found you.
I've never seen him so angry.
Angry at himself for failing to protect you. I've seen your father before countless battles, and he was never more worried than the sleepless nights he spent searching for his only son. Not much farther to the cemetery. I wonder what your father would make of the ghost.
He would disapprove, like my uncle.
Don't be so sure. They argued often. Kazumasa thought your uncle too rigid, willfully blind to possibilities. Kazumasa had imagination.
Imagination? My father?
You're like him in more ways than you know.
Careful.
Disrespecting the dead.
Stay here. Come here and fight!
Unfortunately, I have no control over how fast our horse is going right now. At least we're breaking up the monotony a bit here with just riding our horse here with some combat action here. But like I said, these Yuriko side quests, there's only about 2 of them. They are very lengthy. I don't know if we're going to get through both of them today or not. But for some reason, the game kind of wanted to... I don't want to say they wanted to pad the length of the entire game, or if they just wanted to pad this section with the armor. I can't say for certain. But these Yuriko side quests really kind of slow things down and kind of grind things to a metaphorical halt, so to speak, here, in terms of, you know, the story and everything else in the game. They kind of take their time and kind of try to give you more. And the thing is a nice, interesting thing about Ghost of Tsushima is a lot of the backstory with characters, a lot of their past, is given to us as we transition from point A to point B, so we're not just riding and having no talk, or riding and having, you know, pointless talk. They really try to give us what they want to tell us without giving us cutscenes. I know a lot of people like are so anti-cutscene in their games. I mean, I'm all for it. Give me more cutscenes, it's fine, but don't be like, you know, Metal Gear Solid in terms of cutscenes, where it's like, feels like it's like 4 hours straight. I don't mind if you have a lot of cutscenes. In fact, I'd rather sit there and watch and get told instead of having to focus on riding my horse to get to where we need to go. Right now we're kind of sneaking around here, this camp, and just kind of, I don't want to say it's a camp, but like they're literally just chilling at a graveyard. So I think we're missing some people here. I thought we got them all. Let's see. And like I said, like, you know, this game is fantastic in all ways. Very few flaws, in my opinion. That makes it a very worthwhile game for almost anyone to play. And here we go. We got this guy. I didn't realize there was a second guy there. I really messed that up. If I knew there was a second guy there, maybe I could have chain assassinated him. I don't know. That would have been pretty sweet if that is something I could have done. But, you know, who knows. So we're going to kind of sneak around here. And we're definitely going to get this guy. I think he's actually, judging from his outline and what I think it is, we can't actually assassinate him. But we can... Yeah, we can slaughter him. Those are terrifying. If there were more guys around him, they would have metaphorically, you know, crapped their pants. Needless to say. Oh, look, we have one more, at least. Does he see us? Does he know we're there? The nice thing about games like this is that, yes, we can use stealth, and we really can, like, kind of sneak around and stuff like that. And they can see us, but we can kind of go back into hiding and, you know, go back to stealth killing them. Obviously, I messed that up. I really messed that one up. I'm not happy about it. Let's see. I'm gonna stab this guy here. And since the guy blew the horn, they're all going to kind of charge in at us, so we kind of win-win, win-lose, you know. You want to approach this from a stealthy perspective, you really can't, but we took care of everybody. There was only like 3 extra people left that we didn't kill. So we were good. Not much to, you know, worry about. But if there were more people, they would all bum-rush us, and that would not have been a very fun situation. So we're going to return to Yuriko here and see what she's got going on.
Isn't this where you used to plant them?
Oh, no, not here. It's been so long. They're in another cemetery. Your great aunt's branch of the family. It's not far.
Yuriko, do you remember... I was 5 or 6. I had a nightmare about this forest. A fight.
It wasn't a nightmare. I told you it was to keep you calm.
That was real? I remember men shouting.
Our retinue was returning home late one night. We were ambushed by Ronin.
The Ronin must have been dangerous. My father's samurai were frightened.
Not of the Ronin. Of Kazumasa.
Of my father? Why?
He and his samurai drove the Ronin off. But Kazumasa pursued them on foot. You could hear their screams. He returned to us just before dawn, covered in blood. Some of his own men mistook him for a demon of the forest. Do you recognize this lake?
We used to meditate here.
How you'd fidget.
You told me to pretend I was a rock, and all I wanted was to swim.
The view's much better from the shore. Join me, young master. These old bones need a rest. This time you'll have to keep me from fidgeting. Some of my favorite memories happened at this lake.
Stopping a child's fidgeting?
Your mother and I would come here when she was pregnant with you.
We should keep moving.
A grown man, and you still can barely sit still.
We can meditate again, after the war.
Yes, young master.
And it's like I said, this is a very long kind of side quest. I kind of wonder if it shouldn't be its own like major quest line. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure here at this point in time. It kind of feels like both of these two side quests we have with Yuriko, they do blend together into one giant quest, which is something I have noticed both times I've played this game. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing when your quests can kind of blend together as a whole. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But that being said, we don't know if we're gonna
much closer when you're not
really dive through both of them today, or if it's gonna take us, another time.
Quickly, Sora!
How could they?
They may break stone, but they cannot erase the memory of these warriors.
Please gather the spider lilies. I can't bear to look.
My Aunt Matsu would weep at the condition of this place. Most of these warriors fell.
So it looks like now we have to kind of gather these flowers. It's kind of like the last time we had Yuriko make us poison. And it's really interesting because the poison, I didn't, at this point in the game, you may or may not use poison a lot. You may use it a lot. It all depends on how you play. I actually barely used it, to be honest with you guys. And that's not saying that it's not a worthwhile tool for our, our game, our gameplay here. It's actually a really worthwhile addition.
The Shimura Cemetery isn't far.
With a view of the waterfall. Let's go, my lord.
So we're going to travel with Yuriko over to the Shimura Cemetery here. Like I said, this quest line kind of just blurs together, kind of mixes with the two side quests we do have with Yuriko. And it's like she keeps tacking it on. So if like you're making a guide for this quest line, this one quest, it's going to be like, do this, do this, do this. It's going to look like it's a very long quest. And it kind of is. If I recall correctly, this is definitely one of the longer lines in the entire game, which is kind of funny and sad at the same time, because there's not a lot really going on. It's a lot more narrative.
You ride with your father's grace.
Did you often go riding with my father?
Lord Sakai taught me to ride a horse.
Careful. Straw Hat's ahead.
Wait, I can mix the new poison for you.
How does it work?
Oh, it's terrible. Causes madness. They'll turn on each other like wild beasts.
Good. Make it. Quickly.
The poison is finished. Take it. I'll stay here.
Heard a noise. You're finished!
So I know they want us to use the poison, but I don't know if it would work in this instance here. Like I said, I don't use poison as much as some other people do. When we had poison in Assassin's Creed games, I rarely use it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't climb this thing. I can't climb up the damn thing. I must be doing something wrong, but that's beside the point. I like the concept of having the opportunity to use poison and use it to defeat our enemies. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. But it's not something I'm going to use because this game doesn't feel like it really wants you to do it as much outside of the main story missions here. And I don't feel like it really gives us as much of a benefit as you would think it does. Having poison is, using it, yeah, it's not the technique for a samurai and everything like that. And I get that we're kind of straddling that path between samurai and I guess we'll call it ninja, assassin, whatever term you want to use. Kind of straddling that line, which is the whole point of the game here, saying that, you know, you could have this code of honor and so on and so forth, and all this blurred together and everything like that. I just don't see it. I don't feel it. We could use it every once in a while. It's not going to become like a permanent repertoire. I wish I used the kunai more and stuff like that. I don't use projectiles as much. And a lot of people are going to be like, bro, you don't really use projectiles. What is wrong with you? Use your projectiles. And I honestly forget the button inputs for a lot of these things. I'll use them. Like the kunai is something I wish I used more. I really do. I love kunai as a whole, mainly because I think ninjas are pretty baller. But I just don't use it. Like, it's not something I think about. It's not like I'm sitting here instinctively saying, this bro here, I'm going to use, you know, these things. I have a samurai sword. I have a freaking katana. That is, like, all I need. And that's all I use. It's terrible. I'm worried that when I play Valhalla eventually, which we will not be doing here for the channel, obviously, for a lot of reasons. But when I do Valhalla, I will not be assassinating anyone. And that was always like something I struggled with immensely when I played, you know, the old Assassin's Creed titles where you actually had to do the assassinations. I was not the best at it. But when you kind of blur everything together, when you can blur stealth gameplay and non-stealth gameplay together in this beautiful, like, union, so to speak, things definitely go better, I think, as a whole. Because this game, you don't have to play stealthy, but you don't have to be, you know, in-your-face aggressive. The game doesn't punish you for doing either or, and it doesn't punish you for mixing them too. Other than the weather changing. The weather changing, that's just a cool little mechanic, I think. I think it's actually a really cool thing, if you ask me. I would love for Sucker Punch to really elaborate and expand the Ghost of Tsushima mythos. I know they added Legends mode, which, you know, that's awesome and everything like that, but I'm talking like, you know, a sequel or a follow-up in some sense of the word. Or, like, do what they do with Assassin's Creed. I don't know. They'll figure it out. I have faith in them.
Not bandits. Straw hats. Ryuzo's men.
Where did that young man go wrong?
I ask myself that all the time.
After all this, I'm worried about the Shimura cemetery, my lord. Would you check on it with me?
Of course, Yuriko. Let's have a look. Let's go, Sona! Are you tired, Yuriko?
No, Lord Sakai. This is the best day I've had since our afternoon at Lake Omi.
I don't remember that. You are sure that was me?
It was so long ago. You must have forgotten. The war hasn't touched this place. Do you remember, young master? We pay our respects to the Shimura warriors buried here. Then spend the afternoon writing poems.
I remember, Yuriko.
Let's write one now.
Soaring ambition. The works of men are frail. Life flows into death.
Well said, my lord. The proud do not endure. The greatest of us fall in the end.
We should return to Omi.
I'll stay a while.
I know better than to argue.
Good. You learned something today. Kazumasa used to say Lord Shimura was too concerned with that castle.
The strongest point on the island.
He equated strength with the huge, the immovable, like a mountain.
He had a point. Doubt and indecision have destroyed armies. In the midst of battle, true leaders must stay rooted, stand firm.
But look at that waterfall. All that immovable rock yields to water. The strength we need is all around us. I have one more place I would like to visit, my lord. When you're ready.
And there we go. We took care of the first of the two Yuriko quests here. And the thing is, you want to do them back to back. And the reason why we do them back to back is because literally all we have to do is walk away and talk to her right away. Her next quest line literally starts right now.
Excuse me. The cold wind is getting to me.
Yuriko, you're not well.
Nonsense.
Let me take you to Akashima. They can treat you.
We have to visit someplace special.
Where?
It's not far. After that, I promise we will see your healers.
Fine. But if you start feeling worse, we go straight to Akashima.
Of course, my lord. Always so stern.
Where is this special place of yours?
You'll see.
You cannot tell me?
I won't have to.
Lead the way.
Let's see if you can...
Careful, Yuriko.
So much like the last quest here, we kind of have to follow Yuriko around on our horse for a little bit here. This one, like I said, these two quests, you do them back to back because they're right next to each other. And like I said, they kind of blend into one massive quest. And it is
There's an onsen around here.
a nice, kind of like slow pace. So if I see you playing this and you're like, I gotta go to bed soon, let me do Yuriko's quest. You do Yuriko's quest and you go to bed. That's my personal take here. You know, when I'm playing this, if I'm playing this really late at night and I see these two quest lines, oh, you know, 30, 40 minutes, let's do Yuriko's storyline. Let's get that over with, and then I'm going to bed because it's, you know, a very slow change of pace here as a whole to really move on and kind of close things out here.
Very. Why are we here?
Are you upset? I hope it's not wrong of us to come.
I don't understand.
It's so painful to see you weighed down by sadness with Lady Sakai and the little one.
Yuriko, are you alright?
It's nothing. I just felt a little faint.
When did you last eat?
Yesterday, I think.
Wait here. I'll find us something.
I'm not a child.
Please, Yuriko. Rest here a moment.
As you wish, since you ask so sweetly.
I'll be back soon. Maybe there's game nearby.
I can't tell if Jin is realizing what's going on here. Obviously, you know, we're sitting here, we can kind of gauge the fact that Yuriko is definitely not well. She's had a couple mental slips, if you haven't noticed, where she's getting Jin confused for his father, and right there, that was a major one. I know, like, I'm sitting here, you know, playing this and saying, oh, these are really long storylines here, but they're really, really emotionally powerful, especially this one here. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh. I still don't know if Jin's realizing what's going on. I don't know if it's like, you know, like, I know they don't have a term for it yet, whether it's like, you know, Alzheimer's or whatever that is, but she doesn't know where she is in terms of like what, you know, I don't want to say what year it is, but like she's confusing Jin with you know, Jin's father, and that is not, you know, a normal thing. So we're gonna go back to Yuriko after, you know, catching that boar here. We're gonna kind of go back to where she is, and obviously knowing how this game and storyline is going, she won't be there. I expect nothing less, though. I really do, and I have a bad feeling this is not going to end the way a lot of people are sitting here. You're like, man, bro, why is this not ending great? What's going on?
She rode off. Powder. Herbs. She came this way. Yuriko's horse. She can't be far.
Having a hard time finding Yuriko. Thank God the game gives us a rough idea where she is. Now, it tells us where she would be. Now we have to kind of witcher our way to find her here. This is not a good thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. Let's see. We just kind of keep having to follow footprints. We're not going to actually be able to see her or, you know, just be like, oh, here she is, pretty easily, which is unfortunate, so to speak, but,
Yuriko, are you hurt?
there she is.
No. I got lost.
Where were you going?
I saw my mother. She waved but kept walking. I had to catch up.
I'm bringing you home.
No. My mother. I have to make an offering.
You do not.
Please. For all the times I've done as you asked. Come with me. Let me pay respects to my mother.
All right. But don't push yourself.
Thank you. My mother would take me on long walks in these hills and teach me about the plants.
Maybe that's why you saw her.
They're almost there.
A cemetery.
My family is here. Kazumasa. That night, you brought little Jin to me. When he was so sick after all that time in the forest. We had already lost Lady Sakai. Kazumasa, are you listening?
I'm listening.
I made him drink that remedy my mother taught me. We sat by his side the whole night. You held my hand. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
That night, I was so scared. So sad for little Jin. But I was so happy. Does that make me a bad person?
No.
When he recovered, when you taught me how to ride, the day we rode to the onsen, oh, the sunset was red and full. That was
That was what?
the best day of my life. It's dark, Kazumasa. Tell me what you see.
I can see all the way to Yarikawa.
I remember the war. A tragedy for all the clans.
Castle Kaneda.
I wish you weren't there so often.
Why do you say that?
You have many responsibilities. I am grateful for the time we share, but I always want more.
There's the temple in Kushi. You can see the pagoda.
Every new year, I pray there for you, and little Jin, and my family.
Jin is lucky you take such good care of him. Now tell me what you see. Yuriko? Rest, Yuriko. The strength we need is all around us. The mighty fall at last, to be no more than dust before the wind.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I'm that JRPG Bro. This has been our Ghost of Tsushima Let's Play. Next time, we're going to get into a little bit more of the story missions, some more side quests, see what we got cooking here. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. We got plenty more content coming your way in the near future, but more Ghost of Tsushima is coming soon.